Good day, everyone. I'm the Reverend Al Zadig from St. Michael's Church here in Charleston, and I'm with my fellow colleagues here today. We're recording Psalm 22 devotionals outside today as we come to verse 30. Now, we're outside for two reasons. Number one, we are here because it is here at White Point Gardens at the gazebo behind me that we will begin our Good Friday Stations of the Cross. We'll also have our Easter Sunday Resurrection Sunrise service right here across the street up on the High Battery at 6:45 in the morning. So we're on site, on location where we will be on Good Friday and Easter Sunday. And for that reason, lots of noise out here, but don't be distracted. The real reason we're here is to say that this is where the gospel lives. Not just inside our beautiful sanctuaries that we've been in now for 5 weeks in each other's sanctuaries, but out in the world where the people are to reach for the gospel. And that takes me to Psalm 22, verse 30 today, where King David writes, "Posterity will serve him. It will be told of the Lord to the coming generations." And so everything you've heard in the psalm from verse 1 all the way to verse 30 is to be told to the world. And as followers of Christ, we know that Jesus Christ came to cure us of death, that in him there is no more death. And that's the message we proclaim to the world. Imagine if I told you today that I'm going to give you the cure for cancer. You would race out to the outside and tell the world, I have the cure for cancer, that nobody needs to die of that anymore. But in the Christian gospel, we know that we have the cure for death. And there's nothing more powerful than that as we take that to the world. But in verse 30, David writes, "Posterity will serve him. It will be told of the Lord to the coming generation." And so part of our role as believers in Christ is to communicate this message of the gospel and David's heart to the next generation. And that brings me to my favorite Bible verse, which is 3 John 4. "I have no greater joy than to know my children are walking in the truth." There's no greater joy to know that our next generation is walking with the truth, because it means that you and I will be with them for eternity. That this life isn't all there is with our children and our grandchildren and those younger than we are. And that's again why we're outside, to take the gospel message to the world. That kind of posterity, meaning the folks who have come after us, who will come after us, and are all around us. And so, my friends, on this day where we celebrate verse 30, my challenge to you is, who in this next generation are you telling about the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ? Who are you telling that we have the cure for death? And that requires us to come out of our sanctuaries into the parks, the public squares, and communicate with courage. And that, my friends, is our call on this day in Lent. We'll see you tomorrow.